So, Kevin, to kick the question to you, do you believe that Andrew Wiggins should be a starter for the Western Conference in the All Star game this year?
I say this as respectfully as possible. No. No, like no times a million. There's no shot. Andrew Wiggins is better than Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, for God's sakes, even fucking Chris Paul if you want to throw another guard out there and put Steph at the three, because it's not really a traditional way to go about voting people into the All-Star game. It's usually the highest votes get in. Bro, you're really going to sit here and tell me that fucking Andrew Wiggins averaging 18 points a game is a better starter than Luka Doncic would be? Bias aside, Donovan Mitchell. Bias aside, Devin fucking Booker. Andrew Wiggins. Like, an all-star, okay, maybe as a reserve, maybe an injury replacement. Technically, in my personal opinion, I don't really think he's an all-star, but if he got an all-star nod, then so be it. But the fact that the fans have 50% of the power of who is going to be in the all-star game is stupid. Because I guarantee you, this was a big trend outside of maybe people in San Francisco, in California, and all those actual Warrior fans. This is a joke. Like, people saw that Andrew Wiggins was gaining traction, and they just kept it on because people were doing that multiple votes a day, double votes. Bro, some of my Twitter, like, you saw people like legitimately like just voting Andrew Wiggins just to be funny. People thought it was amusing, and now he's a starter. Andrew Wiggins does not deserve to be in this All Star game, in my opinion, at all. There's too many talented people in the Western Conference that could be there over him. And again, that's not being disrespectful of his ability. He's having a good season. He's having a very consistent year shooting from the field. He is assisting the Warriors in being the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. He's had an impact on the team. But you're telling me somebody who's averaging 18 points a game is better than someone averaging 25, 9, and 9? Come on. Do better, NBA fans. This isn't funny. This is stupid. He does not deserve to be a starter at all. And the fact that he is just shows that the fans have too much power and that needs to be delegated amongst the coaching staff and media players or the actual NBA, whatever. This is stupid. This goes to show the fans have too much power, and this is literally a result of fans trolling. If you think he's an all-star starter, if you're not a Warriors fan, like a diehard Warriors fan, you're trolling. Like, I can't have respect for you knowing that there are other players that deserve that spot that aren't even Luka Doncic. If you take Luka out, that's Devin Booker's spot. That's definitely Donovan Mitchell's spot despite injuries. Hell, fucking put Klay Thompson in there, and he's only played like 2-3 weeks in the league. I'm not putting in a man that's not giving me consistency the way that other players are out there. And that's all I have to say about it, because I think that this is just ridiculous.
Well, it's just based on how the NBA has this set up with, the guard position and then the front court. And when you look at the list, I have the Western Conference players pulled up here. I mean, take away LeBron James and Nikola Jokic away for a second, because they were 1 and 2 by and large for the front court for pretty much all voting. It wasn't even close. When you look at this front court list, Andrew Wiggins is a starter, but underneath him, you got Draymond Green. Draymond's playing decent this year. I wouldn't say that he's playing all world. After that, you got Paul George. Paul George has already missed a decent amount of time this year already and may potentially miss the rest of the season with this elbow injury that he has. And then after that, you got Rudy Gobert. Well, he's a center, so he's not going to play the 3 spot. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who's kind of like a 4/5. He's not going to fit the 3 spot. Anthony Davis, same thing. You could probably mix him in a 4 and a 5 spot. And then after that, you got Carmelo Anthony and DeAndre Ayton. I mean, Ayton plays the 4 and the 5, respectively, and Carmelo's a 3. I mean, to me, when I look at this list, I agree with you 100% in sentiment that Andrew Wiggins should not be a starter for the Western Conference. But I think it's by circumstance is how we got it. Just because when you look at these top tier players, as far as the All-Star voting goes, there's not a lot to work with here. Now, you can make a point about the different aspects of, well, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic are clearly better than Andrew Wiggins, and their stats reflect that. It's not based on that, though. It's based on this freaking setup that the NBA has in this backcourt and front court aspect. That's really kind of the main issue that I have, is that, when you're taking guys like Luka Doncic and Devin Booker. I don't know if Devin can necessarily play the 3 spot, but I know Luka can. Luka definitely has the size for it. I would put Luka in as a starter over Andrew Wiggins. I mean, that'd be so easy. I wouldn't even think twice about it. And then, you look at down the rest of this list. I mean, Damian Lillard, Anthony Edwards. I think both of those guys are better than Andrew Wiggins. I think a lot of these players are better
Anthony
than Andrew.
Edwards is a name that is slept on. That man just dropped 40 the other night
I,
again, bro. He
I,
is nasty.
I mean, we take these guys, I wouldn't say for granted, but these performances that they've had really the last, couple years with Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis is on his ascension. I'd put those guys ahead of Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is having a respectable year. I'm not saying that he's playing like garbage. It's just that an all-star starter, not a reserve, that is a little bit too much of a stretch for me. But I think it's because of this front court and back court setup, the way that the NBA has for its voting. I disagree with it. And, even despite the fact that Andrew Wiggins is an all-star starter, I don't think he deserves it. I think he deserves possibly a spot as a reserve. You could definitely make a case for that. But as a starter, no way. No way in hell. I'm sorry, Andrew. I know you've been having a decent year this year, but I don't think that he deserves the all-star starting spot for the Western Conference for that 3 spot. No way.